Hi Sagittarius, this is Mimi with Divination by Mimi, and welcome to your February 15th through the 28th, 2017 Tarot and Oracle reading with a little bit of astrology on the side. This is for you, Sagittarius. You are a mutable fire sign, and we're going to look at some astrological aspects for you. At the moment, and for a while, you have Saturn in your astrological or in your constellation. And Saturn is a restrictive planet. I mean, Saturn is associated with Kronos, the god of time, so it's about measurements. There's this much available. There's no expansiveness. And there's a slight restrictiveness to Saturn. Saturn is the first point. Well, really, when you look at it kabbalistically, the second point where pure spirit is forced down into its first steps of manifestation, into Binah. Binah is ruled by Saturn. She's the third Sephiroth. So Saturn can feel restrictive to you because your ruling planet is Jupiter. Jupiter is placed right now in Libra. Libra is the ruler of the 7th house, which is about relationships, you and the other. Your ruling planet Jupiter is the planet of expansion. Right now, he is in retrograde and will be until, I think, June. However, even with that slightly diminished energy when it is in retrograde, it's still a powerfully expansive planet. So you experiencing Saturn at the moment, these restrictions might feel a little bit alien to you, where you're used to things moving fast and big. Things might be a little bit more, this is boring, this is restrictive, rules, I hate rules. And so, that will have an effect on you. In addition to that, your ruling planet being in retrograde in Libra, the house of relations or the planet of relationships. It is also in a direct opposition, meaning it's a energy of push-pull with Uranus. And Uranus is a planet that is in Aries at the moment. Also in Aries, we have Mars and Venus. So looking at it this way, the two planets that are affecting you quite a bit, well, there's three actually. Mars in Aries means things move quickly. Your ruling planet is in a direct opposition, regardless of the fact that it's in retrograde. It is in a direct opposition with Uranus in Aries, which means things moving fast and unpredictably. So as it relates to relationships, because Jupiter is in Libra at the moment, you might find things, actually we all might find things, but you particularly, because Jupiter's your ruling planet, you might find that things that were so predictable and stoic or slow moving, particularly the energy you're feeling now with Saturn, in your constellation, will suddenly change, abruptly change. So in other words, a friendship that you thought was something that you could count on, that person might be moving away. Or you might get into a fight that's an irreparable fight. You can't save the friendship. You might get a proposal out of the blue. Things like that. That's the unpredictable energy of Uranus that's in opposition, in a push-pull kind of my way, my way, my way with Jupiter. And they're both very busy, energetic, active planets, and Uranus is in a fast-moving constellation with a fast-moving planet ruler who's at home in his constellation. Anyway, I'll stop talking. And I think, let's see, we collectively have the North Node in Virgo. So we're all needing to learn the lessons that Virgo teaches us at this point in time and space. Meaning we need to learn to be patient, to analyze, to think things clearly, not think things to death, not be overcritical of self and others, but to make note of this. Where do we need to be more like Virgo? Where do we need to be more focused, aware, and sober about things that we're doing in our lives? Where do we need to make lists? Where do we need to get more organized? Where do we need to be more critical of the way we're living our life? And perhaps maybe where do we need to be less critical of others, or less critical of ourselves, or less judgmental? So all of it comes with Virgo, the analyzer, where there are lessons we need to learn from their existence, from the Virgoian energy. So let's get on with your tarot. There's a lot of me talking. For you, I am using a Rider-Waite-Smith based deck, one of my favorites of all time, the Morgan Greer. It's very colorful. And then for clarification, we're going to use the archetype cards. And these are loosely based on Jungian archetypes. They have a shadow and a light aspect, just like all of us do, all archetypes do. This is a 3-card spread we're going to do. It's based on the Tree of Life, on the topmost portion of the Tree of Life, the supernal triangle. So That would be Keter, Chokmah, and Binah. That's the top 3 Sephiroth of the tree of life. For us, it will be the superconscious, the conscious, and the subconscious. Superconscious, of course, being the God energy, which is Keter, that's spirit talking to you. Conscious mind would be Chokmah, the masculine energy, the first restriction of God energy through the process of manifestation. And then the last is the subconscious mind, which is the feminine energy of Binah, ruled by Saturn. And that is the stuff that may be hidden from us. But if we look for clues and we understand that the universe speaks to us in images and allegories, we'll find things we need for growth. All right. So Sagittarius, mutable, fire sign. What do you need to know? What is Spirit wanting to tell you? All right. Wow, nice. The Fool in the upright position. This is in the superconscious. Awesome. Wow, in the conscious mind, the Empress. You're feeling really good. You're feeling really good, and there's good reason. And lastly, the subconscious mind. Wow, this is a great reading for you guys. Wonderful. Okay, so superconscious, Spirit is speaking to you with the Fool, which is really arguably the most spiritual sign in the, not the most spiritual sign, the most spiritual card in the major arcana. It's the Fool's journey that we're watching. And when you get the Fool in the upright position, this is basically the soul being birthed into Malkuth. This is the pure energy, the pure soul, the pure spirit coming into manifestation, right? So the Fool being pure spirit, pure soul, open-eyed, open mind, open heart, open for anything, very malleable, and has humility. Okay, they're looking at the world with brand new open eyes, and the Spirit is telling you that this is the energy that you need to employ. Consciously, you're the Empress. How wonderful is that? So the Empress, as you can see, is ruled by Venus. You can see that because, oh, this particular Empress doesn't have the Venus sign. Oh, nope. But she is about fertility, about motherhood. Her ruling planet is Venus for this card. She is, if you look behind her and around her, all the water, that's the fluidity of the subconscious, nurturing water for life, all the foliage around her. She's always in a largely fitted gown, a full-figured gown, which usually means she's pregnant. And if you notice, she's got her foot on the moon crescent, very much like actually the High Priestess in most decks, which means that she's definitely part in something to consider when it comes to the moon cycles. This could mean that you're pregnant. This could also mean that there is some new idea, some new project, some creation that you've got inside you, and it's just like bursting to come forth into the world, bursting to be birthed through. You are pregnant with energy. It could be a human, or it could be an idea. It could be a passion for something perhaps you've just discovered, because if this is not a pregnancy or not something to do with you trying to get pregnant, this being on your mind, family being on, and it could be also family being on your mind. But really this is coming through to me, especially with this pure energy that Keter is showing us, the superconscious is showing us. Right here it's saying that you've got the full, pregnant, fertile energy of the Empress, meaning you're ready to give birth to some incredible concepts, some incredible ideas, some incredible creation. Whether it's human or otherwise, something else. Wonderful. Wow, isn't that beautiful? And in the subconscious mind, you've got the Ace of Swords. This is the very root of the air element. And this is about intellect, travel, education, messages, communications, and ideas and things like this. So it's a very rational, logical card, which is an odd thing to get in the subconscious. It's usually not the area of rationale. But I think what it's telling us is, on a subconscious level, your mind, your spirit is trying to convey to you to use the very source of intellect, to use the very source of logic. It's not to say that you remove intuition, creativity, femininity at all. This is masculine energy here. However, it is important that Spirit is telling you, and this is an air sign as well, right? The Fool, ruled by Uranus, anything can happen, and anything can happen. On the subconscious level, it's giving you messages of intellect, logic. There's a beginning. Perhaps this beginning, this root, whatever this is you're creating, is rooted in logic. If it's a child, maybe you're having an Aquarius or a Gemini child. Could be a Libra too, but I generally think more when I'm thinking of super, logic-based zodiac signs. You might be pregnant with an Aquarius, or you might be pregnant with a Gemini, or it could be a Libra too, or Virgo, actually. And that's what the basis of this creativity is. It could also be that whatever this is that you're birthing, whatever creation this is, if it's not human, if it's something that you're creating, it is of a logical nature, and a communicative nature. This could be writing a book. So the important thing again is to listen. What does this mean? What is Spirit trying to tell you through your dreams? Remember, it's all symbols, so it's important that you try to decipher them, which means you need to remember them. So when you go to sleep with the intention of remembering what allegories and symbols the God source is giving to you to decipher what next steps to take in your human manifested life. I hope that makes sense. I'd like to get some clarification on that. Ace of Swords in the subconscious. Because this could go either way. This could be you pregnant with a human, or this could be you absolutely pregnant with creativity, and it is, I keep thinking it's a book. Writing a book, or writing, or speaking something. Perhaps it's messages and communications and logic. This could be you making public speaking, things like that. So it's important that you pay attention to what Spirit is telling you on the subconscious level, the murky waters that things aren't always visible. This is the archetype deck, as I was saying, which is fairly good for this subconscious mind, since it speaks to us in allegories and symbols, heroes, heroines, antagonists and protagonists. And remember that everything has a light and dark aspect to it, or shadow side and light side. All of us do. So let's see if we can get some clarification on this Ace of Swords. There we go. It's coming through. Goddess. Okay. So you got it in the upright position, which means we are to take this as the light attribute, and this is what's being communicated to you. Goddess light attribute is the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. She certainly is a very good partner for the Empress. Both very sensual, surrounded with lushness, with the manifested world, with nature, with life, with sensuality. Okay, so it would appear, and this is kind of the feeling I'm getting, there's something to do with feminine energy. And again, I could be speaking to male or female, or those undecided that are Sagittarius as to their gender. They're non-gender specific. But there's something to do here in the subconscious that's wanting to communicate to you very loud and clear feminine energy, natural energies, the sensuality and wisdom that's found in the feminine, which is its perfect placement being in the subconscious, the Binah. So pay attention to that. Pay attention to dreams that talk about, well, just pay attention to your dreams. Make the intention, write down what you find in your dreams at the end of, or in the morning when you wake up, what you can remember. Try to decipher what that means. But I would look for things that have to do with feminine energy. Yeah. Maybe you're writing a book on feminism. Maybe you are writing a book on a female where your protagonist or antagonist is a female, but I'm thinking it's upright, so it would be a protagonist. But it's definitely about femininity. It may not be pregnancy at all. This may absolutely have to do with femininity. And the fact, and actually it kind of fits you because you are in the Thoth deck, you are the androgyne. You're the perfect, your temperance card is the major arcana card that represents Sagittarius, which is androgynous. It's completely, you don't know if that's a male or a female angel in the Rider-Waite-Smith, and you don't know, and you know that it's an androgyne in the Thoth deck, balancing aspects of positive, negative, female, male, polarity, gender, things like that. So I think this goes for males or females, quite honestly, because the Fool is open. Hope this is helping. Let's get a little more clarification here with Goddess and the Ace of Swords in the subconscious. I'm using the runes. Here we go. Perdro. Perdro upright. All right, and I'm forgetting, so I'm going to need to get some reference here on that. I apologize, guys. I usually know it, but when I'm pulling so many different divination tools, sometimes I forget. But here we go. Oh, wow. It's in the subconscious, and it is something hidden is about to come to light, possibly unexpected gains. So in the upright position, Perdro means something that's been hidden from you. Aha, it's in subconscious, which is hidden from you, is about to come to light. You're about to learn something about yourself. You're about to take on you're about to give birth to a new idea, a new book, a new piece of art, a new project that's going to surprise you. You're going to learn about yourself, and you'll learn about others as well. And it all has to do with the divine feminine. That's really obvious. So if you are a male, pay close attention to your animus. To make sure that you're looking at both anima and animus. You're not getting too caught up in any masculine or feminine energy, but make sure you're engaging both. And particularly, there seems to be a focus on feminine energy. I think that might actually be a general vibe at the moment. Culturally, we seem to be moving in that direction. And I'm very happy about that. So I hope this made some sense to you. Sorry, this was a long one. This was a general reading. So if this did not resonate with you, please feel free to email me in the description. There's an email address in the description box below. We can set up a time where we can do a reading just for you based on your chart, or just based upon your question if you have a specific question. If you have questions about the reading, about what I'm interpreting here, feel free to leave those questions in the comment boxes below. And with that, I will bid you adieu. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your February. Have a good Valentine's Day. And have a good solar eclipse. That's some heavy duty energy on the 26th. And I will see you at the beginning of March. And you take care.